Hello everybody, welcome to the Joy of Trucking, where we share our experience with you, hoping that that will help you in your career in trucking. And also, if you just want to discover the roads of America with us, feel free to come along. Today we are going to talk about Kevin's experience driving for Werner. He's been with Werner now for almost 2 months, and he's going to share pros and cons with us on that. So please remember to give us a thumbs up and put comments and questions below, and do subscribe to our channel, please. And you can also hit that bell for notifications from when new videos come up. So now let's get right into it. Kevin,
Yes.
Hey, 2 months with Werner. What can you tell people about that?
Well, Kevin Sloan here, OTR driver for Werner Enterprises. After 2 months, I find a lot of the things that we chose Werner for have been fulfilled. We decided to go with a large carrier because of the support for the drivers, which makes it easier for somebody starting out in the industry, because you can concentrate on just learning your job, learning how to handle the truck, learning how to pick up loads, deliver loads, all the ins and outs. And the company takes care of maintenance on the truck. They take care of the fuel card. They take care of getting your loads and so on. So for somebody new to the entire industry and just starting out, it's a good setup. So in that light, you know, I could say that Werner has dealt with all mechanical problems and maintenance issues with the trucks pretty quickly. So they keep the trucks in good running order, and it's not like I have to go find a mechanic or something. I fill out a request or a report on my tablet, and right away they're asking if we need to get it fixed right away. And if I say yes, they will send somebody to me. They will route me to a shop, or they will say the next time you're at the terminal, go right to the service department and they'll deal with it right there. So everything that's been wrong with the truck has been fixed right away.
Right. Plus, they're all pretty new trucks. They don't keep them very long.
All the trucks are pretty recent. This is a 2019 Kenworth. Just about got 300,000 miles on it, and I don't expect to have this truck at the end of the year. They'll probably take it out of service and sell it and give me something else.
I think we heard 2.5 years, or was it how many thousand? Was it 400,000 miles or 500,000 miles? Anyway, they turn them over pretty quickly, so you always have pretty new
recent equipment, well maintained. That's good to know.
Yeah.
And they give you a lot of the spare parts that you might need if you're out on the road and there's something you can deal with yourself. I've got a whole bag of fuses and light bulbs, connectors for, you know, wiring up a light bulb. I've got anytime you're at a terminal, you walk into the shop, you can say, give me grease packs, windshield washer fluid, oil, coolant, all that stuff. They just hand it to you.
And straps.
Yeah, even straps for strapping your loads. So they take care of all that stuff. You're not spending money out of your own pocket at truck stops or garages or whatever and trying to get it back later. So they stock you up. And you have a lot of autonomy. You have a lot of authority over your truck. You can manage your time and your truck. If you think something's not safe, you don't do it. They don't get on your case. They don't say, hey, what do you think you're doing? We need to make money, get back out there, or whatever. If you want to shut down at a certain time every day, or you want to start up at a certain time every day, you know, you have a lot of control over your hours and stuff like that, and that's really good. You don't have somebody looking over your shoulder, questioning your judgment. You don't have somebody, you know, pushing you or whatever. So it's good. You get to organize your time. You get to have a lot of control over things, and you get to use your own judgment in most situations.
And no office politics.
Ooh. Also, you can ask to be routed to a certain area. Like we've put in a home request for the Outer Banks of North Carolina, so we'll be there this week. Our home terminal is Phoenix, but we wanted to go see some friends out on the East Coast. So we put in a request, and they're going to find us loads that'll take us in that direction. So there's a lot of flexibility as to where you spend your downtime. That's good to know too.
Right. And
we like to travel. We like to see the country, and this is a good way to do it.
And our home address is actually Florida. You know, so we're working out of Phoenix, even though our home is in Florida. And yeah, it's with a big company like this, you have a lot of possibilities for seeing the whole country.
And your paycheck is in the bank on time every week. They're not holding anything back. They're not, saying, could be a couple of days late, or we got a slight problem with this or that. No, it's been pretty good so far, right on time. Also, they provide you on the back of your employee card, your badge, there's a whole list of phone numbers to all the different departments if you need to talk to somebody about your paycheck or human relations, the logs if you're having a problem with your tablet, IT people, benefits. You don't have to call a secretary who will forward you to somebody else who will try and find somebody who knows blah blah blah. You call the number for the question you have and you get a response. There's somebody there to answer your questions. Another good thing about a company this size and the support they give you is they have a lot of terminals. And the terminals are usually pretty well equipped. Most of them have had plenty of parking space, showers, laundry, Wi-Fi, driver's lounge,
big screen
TV, vending machines. The shower is the most important thing, I would say, because when you've been out there for a while and you're lined up to get showers at truck stops and stuff like that, you got to have your points or you pay for them. When you pull into a terminal, you just ask for the key to the shower. It's clean. You go in, you get towels,
yep.
All the hot water you want to use. So yeah, the terminals also usually have a service bay, so they'll take care of a lot of maintenance and problems on your truck, and it's secure. There's a security guard at the gate. You don't have to worry about people sneaking in and messing with your truck or ripping you off or whatever. Very secure. Plus they even have shuttles. If you're in a remote location and you want to go to the grocery store or a restaurant or something like that, there's buses running back and forth, like little, the company vans driving people around.
That depends on the terminal.
Yeah, they're all different. They all offer slightly different stuff, but for the most part, they have a lot of services.
Yeah, not buses going back and forth, but there is a shuttle. So
another good thing about the company is the training programs. You download the app on your phone for the drivers, and it's also available now on your tablet. So it's in your truck. It's right here with you on the dashboard. And you open the app, and they have computer-based training modules. They have 600 of them. If you want to learn how to be a dispatcher, if you want to learn how to run a small business, if you want to learn about the brakes on your truck, there are 600 different topics that you can look up. They have quarterly safety meetings that they put on there as lessons. So they talk about the weather conditions you're going to encounter this season, what to look for in your truck, how to check things, how to deal with driving conditions and stuff like that. So they have these regular safety updates. You can pursue a lot of education for free with the company system. And that's great. They also have simulators. A lot of times you'll take a class on the computer, and then you also would go to the simulator and go through certain driving situations. So they teach you how to deal with like a blowout on a front tire, what'll happen, what it'll feel like, what your reaction should be. Different situations can come up on the simulator. So that's all very interesting stuff too. So training, I like a company that concentrates a lot of time and effort on training, because it means they want their people to improve. They want their people to be safe, and they want to give you the opportunity to better yourself, and that's how you advance, by improving yourself. So that's really good. The tablet itself is a pretty good tool. I never worked with a Qualcomm. I used paper logs when I was doing my training. This is a lot easier. It has a lot of features. It doesn't have any games, but it does have the Copilot, the maps, so you can navigate with it. You can communicate with the office with this. You do your paperwork, like when you pick up a load, what time you picked up the load, when you're going to get it there, the seal numbers, the weights, and all that sort of thing. A lot of good stuff on this, and it's app based, so you can download new apps when they come out. When they improve the system, they can upgrade your old apps. So app-based is the way to go as far as software, because it's easy to use and it is improvable. So this is a good system. Another good thing about the company is the placement system they have. On the app, on your phone, you can look, and there's a button that says placement, which means other job opportunities. that are available. And when you click on that, you can pick your area. You can, so in other words, pick something that's near where you live. But it'll show a list of different job placements that are available. So if you want to do a dedicated customer, if you want to go OTR, if you want to just do a certain route.
If you want to relocate.
If you want to relocate, let's say we want to move to the other side of the country, we can look up opportunities in that area. If we want to just go regional or something like that. So they actually show you all their openings. They give you an idea what the pay is going to be and what you have to do for that job. And that's really good to see too in a company. As far as advancement and new opportunities. So I think I'm at the end of that list. That's all the good stuff. Yes. So now we come to the bad stuff. We're talking pros and cons.
Yeah, we don't want to say bad. We will say where there's room for improvement.
There are items that could be improved at Werner Enterprises.
So if you're listening, Werner, this is free consultation services for you. we've had a couple of days where we've sat waiting for a load, and it's frustrating, and it's you kind of feel like you're set adrift, like they forgot about you or something like that. On a couple of occasions, sat for hours before we got a load. And I've noticed it's often on a weekend, so maybe the Monday to Friday people are gone home, and the weekend crew is understaffed or under-equipped or inexperienced, undertrained. I don't know what, but on a Saturday it happened. On a Friday afternoon it happened, which maybe the other guys left early and there was a gap. It happened on Memorial Day itself. We got left sitting there 7 hours,
and I'm sending messages. I'm available, and when's that next load? And I've picked up the phone and called. So there's been a few times where we haven't gotten a load, we've just been left sitting.
Right. And of course the only way we make money is if we're driving.
You gotta be moving down the road to make
per
the bucks.
mile.
Sitting there in a lot, staring at this thing for 4 hours is not making you money, and it starts to wear your nerves down too.
Yeah.
So that's something that can be looked at. Another thing is the pay breakdown on your pay stubs. You have payroll on your phone on the app, and when you click it, it gives you the date and the amount, but that amount is not actually what is put in the bank, what your paycheck is. It's supposed to be the gross, I guess, but when you open it up and look at your pay stub, it's not really the gross, because technically the gross is the miles that you drive if you're getting cents per mile, and then they take that number and start taking things off and adding things and doing the tax calculation and all that. The net that's on your pay stub is what's in the bank, so you can go by that. But it took us hours to figure out what all these deductions and additions and stuff taken off and then stuff put back on at the end. And there's a per diem tax that we still haven't actually figured out what they're doing with it. We just know they add it in and they take it out, and we don't even know that exactly. The per diem itself is another thing. I worked installing industrial equipment, traveling all over the world, and when we got per diem, that was juicy. That was gravy. That was like, all right, I'm getting $25 an hour to do a job as a technician, but because I am not at home going to the factory every day, I am on the road. I'm far away from home. They give you some extra money for eating, for your meals. That means because I have to eat in a restaurant 3 times a day because I'm far away from home, I wouldn't be doing that at home. It's costing a lot of extra money, and it shouldn't come out of my pocket. So the per diem is like a meal allowance you get every day. Well, in trucking, the per diem is not that at all. When they said you have the option of doing the per diem, I thought, great, juicy gravy, extra money, it's cash, it's not taxable, it's not considered a bonus or part of your pay. But what they do in trucking is they take your gross pay and chop off a chunk, about 1/3, and set that aside, and then they tax what's left. So that money is not taxed.
Right, and that's the benefit.
And that's the benefit. You're not getting taxed on like 1/3 of your pay. So what that means is you're not also not paying Social Security on it. So when you retire, which I'm going to retire in 5 or 6 years, I'm not going to have those contributions to Social Security. And the idea is you take that untaxed money and invest it, put that away towards your retirement. But people don't do that. That's what they have to live on, because it's not extra money. It's part of your pay that you worked for.
Right.
And what we found out after too is you're getting, we're getting 43 cents a mile, but because you took the per diem, now the government took 1 cent off that, so we're actually only getting paid 42 cents.
Well, and it wasn't just the government. It actually does turn out that it's kind of somehow an administration fee.
It's an administration fee,
Yeah,
which means
we're not sure what it is exactly.
now you're not even making your full pay before they take a third off.
Right.
So you're losing out there.
And we couldn't, and now once we said, yes, we'll do per diem, now you can't actually get out of it for
You can't opt out
year.
until the end of the year.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't call this per diem. I'd call it a tax-free portion of your pay, but a per diem is a meal allowance. It's extra money over and above your regular pay,
Yeah.
which is to compensate you because of the hardship, the conditions you're living under.
Right.
That's not what this is. So I'm sorry. I had to clear that up.
He had to vent on that.
That's enough about the pay system now.
And we'll do another video trying to explain how to read your paycheck, because it did take us a while to figure it out. So we'll share that information with you.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Something I noticed talking to other new drivers like myself, I noticed a lot of them didn't receive the same training I did. I've had to help a couple of people with some things that I think they should have learned with their leader when they were out
yay
for their 3 weeks.
Yay KK who trained
I think our
you.
training was pretty good.
Yeah.
But so it seems like the program that they use for training new drivers with a leader who's an experienced driver is inconsistent. They might want to revamp or take another look at the training program for the leaders to make sure everybody's on the same page and that everything is covered that should be covered. And the last thing is the Copilot navigation system on the tablet here. There's still some bugs in that. It's usually pretty good, but you need to double check. When you plan your route, you need to also look at your maps, like an atlas or Google Maps or whatever, and double check the route. Don't follow your phone if you're driving a truck, because it'll take you places a truck shouldn't go. But a couple of times we got steered wrong by the Copilot navigation. One serious incident, it told me to go the wrong way up a one-way street, and I almost did it. And I would have had a head-on collision with somebody, or I would have been stuck facing the wrong way and had to call a cop to get me out of the situation. So read your signs, check your route carefully, and double check what the Copilot
Do
tells
not
you.
trust her implicitly.
No. So these are things that maybe the company can look at, but if you look at that list, it's pretty short. Compared to the pros, compared to all the positives, I'd say the positives far outweigh the negatives or the small issues that I came up with. So all in all, still, we've talked to a lot of drivers, especially when we're at the terminals and stuff, and everybody seems pretty happy for the most part, and even guys who have left Werner and come back. So obviously they've tried other companies and realized that this is still a pretty good company to work for.
Right. And we had a question from one of our subscribers about, is it a good starter company? Is it a good company to be with for a long time? And I would say, yeah, for starters, we had researched a lot of companies, and this Werner had a lot to offer for new drivers and would take new drivers. Not all companies will take you straight out of trucking school. So they will take you, they will train you. And then we also know that the company has a lot of people who've got 1 million miles, 2 million miles, 3 million miles. There's one guy who has 5 million miles, so there's a lot of people who do stick with the company, and that again says something really good about the company. So yeah, it's great to start with, and it seems from the people, like Kevin said, that we've spoken with, a lot of people leave and come back, and a lot of people stay with the company for a long time. So, and you were going to talk about different opportunities too, right?
The placement system.
The what?
Placement, yeah.
Oh yes, you already talked about that. But dry van, reefer, and I think, do they have any flatbedding? I think a little bit.
I haven't seen any.
So you can try different types of trucking as well. Anyway, I hope that answers a lot of your questions, And that is Kevin's impression after 2 months of driving for Werner. And of course, you know, he hasn't driven for anybody else, so we can't really compare it to other companies. But that is our impression based on our life experience. And
I can't say I'm any kind of expert. I can't say I can make a comparison with any other companies, but I can say that so far it's working out pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Well, we hope you got value from this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And remember, questions and comments down below, please. And hit that subscribe button if you want to keep following us, if you want to keep seeing videos like this. And you can also hit that bell so that you're notified when we put out new videos. And with that, we thank you for watching, and we hope you have a great day. With love from Kevin and Tanya. Bye.
Bye-bye.